Hi everyone, it's JoJo from Mojo Dojo Plans, and today's video I've been wanting to do for a hot minute because I've had this Levenger punch for probably a month now, but I haven't had time to figure it out, and I wanted to have some time with it, and life just got in the way. It's summertime. It's hard to get anything done during the summer, but today I wanted to do a comparison between this Levenger punch and a regular Happy Planner punch, so that way we can see for whatever projects you're needing a punch for, which one is better. We'll go over pricing and what each one can kind of punch. I know my Happy Planner punch, I know this one is actually pretty limited on what it can punch through, but I'm really curious to see how the Levenger punch does with certain things, because this one is definitely one that I think is supposed to be able to handle a little bit more. So I'm curious, like, how much more? And the hope is that we don't break it in the process, but I figured I would do the testing out so that way you don't have to. So let's go over it. Let's go over details about pricing. So as of right now, Happy Planner does have, at the time I'm filming this video, which it's going up the same week I'm filming it, but the Happy Planner does have frequent sales. I have seen that a lot of the Happy Planner punches that are available on the Happy Planner's website are on sale. When they're not on sale, they're normally $49.99, but I've seen some of them on sale for $39.99, and then even some on sale for $29.99. It just kind of depends which one. They have them in different colors, which I do like. Right now, this is the one I've probably had it for a year or two, and then I think I have another like backup white one for if I actually do break this one. So I do have another one if I need it, and then this is actually my second big Happy Planner punch. I think the first one I had was the pink one when they first released it, because that was the only color they had. And then as soon as they released other colors, I think I got the white one next. And I think I used that one for a little while and then I broke it, but I bought another white one when it went on sale. So I have one as a backup and then they came out with this one and I bought this one and kind of replaced it because I liked this one. I keep hoping they will come out with like a blue or even just like a silver. They have copper and like a rose gold one, and then I think the black one online right now, but I'm like, can you come out either with just like a silver, because that's more my vibe, or maybe just like another color series? Like, I would love to see more colors. But anyway, so this is the big size Happy Planner punch. I actually don't know if they have classic size punches anymore. I think I still have my classic punch probably in storage somewhere. So when they first released the punches, they released it in a classic size and a big size. Now, really, I always have thought the big size is better because then it allows you to punch all three sizes. On here, it does have a little tick mark, so it has tick marks for punching for a mini, and then it has for the classic, and then for the big. So, and you just line up your paper for whatever you're trying to punch. So I really thought it was just kind of smart of them to just switch to only having the big size punches, because then you can punch everything rather than getting the classic size where you can't punch for a big and it's just a pain in the butt. So now this one, I know for a fact it cannot punch very much. I will say mine is heavily used. I haven't ever really tried sharpening. I know people said like you can put a piece of like tin foil in there and just kind of have it kind of clamp down, and that'll kind of help resharpen up. I think also playing into the factor that I'm constantly punching through sticker paper a lot. If I'm punching through, on the spine of my planner spreads that have some sticker poking through, there could even be adhesive in here that's causing it. But I mean, this isn't something that's going to be easy to clean, right? Like, I would literally have to hold it open, and I don't know, like, it's not going to be an easy thing to clean, but I definitely should try the sharpening and see if that kind of helps maybe even clean it off a little bit. I don't know. So, but I do know this one's pretty limited. I recently did try to punch through some papers, like 2 pieces of paper that each had stickers on both sides of the paper. So already making it thick, and then it was already a kind of thicker cardstock paper, and it did have a really hard time. Like, I had to use my body weight to push this down in order to punch that. So, and on here it does say a max of 3 sheets. So I would say if you're using cardstock, probably a max of 1 sheet with adding in, and then if you're adding in stickers, definitely the 1 sheet on it. I think it does have problems. So because of that, I did want to find another punch that could help me punch through things that are a little bit thicker. I was looking, and I know there's several punches. There's lots of different kinds of disc punches, and I have been hearing a lot of things about the Levenger one. I've tried, I can't remember what brand it was. It was a brand that Staples used to have. I tried one of those, and I think it broke after a while. Like, I don't think I have it anymore. So I wanted to try this one. Now this one is pricier, but in general, all Levenger stuff is pretty pricey. But I have been able to find discounts. I have a couple plugins on my browser that searches for discounts. And I found out if I put it in my cart, had my email in there, and then I think I waited a few hours, they sent me an email with like a $20 off or something like that. Like, so I was able to get a coupon that way. So this punch retails for $129.50. Now I know, huge difference from $50 from the Happy Planner one, but I'm really, really hoping that means this price point does a little bit of a better job. So that's what we're going to play with. And like I said, I was able to get a coupon, and even so, like, my browser usually finds, and I think these do go on sale sometimes. So this one is definitely a little fancier. It has a little button over here, and you're going to pop that. Whoa, sorry, that was so loud. And then it comes out, so that way you can actually punch. It opens up the punches, but then when you're not using it, you push it down, and then you flip that switch, and then it keeps it closed, so that way you can store it a little bit easier. It does have this button down here that you pull out. I think this is to like hold things. I honestly don't know. I haven't played with this, you guys. It has a little extender piece for the paper if you're trying to get it a specific size. Oh no, I took it out and now I don't know how to put it back in. Okay, there we go. So that way you can move it out, so that way you can fit your paper and kind of have it stuck. It does have sizing on here, which maybe I should have looked at this before I popped it open. I haven't even played with this. We're doing live reaction. So it has mainly like their sizes, but it has compact, letter, and you can keep it open to those, so that way, yeah. So it does say a couple of words. I know you guys can't see, but it says Circa, which they have obviously their products in here: junior, compact, and then letter. So anyway, so you can kind of adjust that. And then I'm assuming the clippings all come out like somewhere at the bottom. I'm assuming. Maybe not. Maybe this is where the clippings go. I honestly don't know. We're going to find out together, because I'm like, I don't know. I feel like this isn't the only place for the clippings, but we will find out together. So I wanted to see what the punches look like, because I know there are certain punches out there that punch a different depth. Some of them punch a little bit shorter. They don't have as long of a stem on them. This is a classic size Happy Planner page. It's from my current planner. So that way I can kind of compare. I want to see what this punch looks like, and that's going to be the same as this punch compared to this punch. So we're going to just punch a regular piece of paper first. Okay, I opened that. It's a lot better if you hold it and then undo it and then slowly lift it. Don't just pop it open like I did, because I did that wrong. Don't follow me. Okay, so I'm just going to slide this in here. I'm not really caring about what size I'm cutting for. This is just a regular piece of paper. I also have my window open, so there's a lot of light coming in right now, and shadow is going to start happening. So if it gets crazy bothersome, I'll close it. Okay, so this is what we're looking like for the punches. So right off the bat, I can already tell they are shorter, and I feel like the mushrooms are a little bit bigger. Now, what is that going to mean if you're using it in your Happy Planner? It could mean that stuff is going to slide out differently. So let's just see. I already right off the bat can tell that the punches are different. Okay, I had to close the window. It was getting a little too much. So we can look. So you can see I'm going to line up the punch here, so that way you can kind of see. So we can see it's a Happy Planner one is just a little bit longer, like a centimeter, a centimeter longer. The mushroom is definitely a little bigger. I'm lining it up. I don't know if you can see, like right there. Sorry, I know it's sparkly, like where this little edge is right here. So the mushroom is a little bit bigger. So I do think that's going to mean a little bit of a different vibe. Now that will work actually better for discs that are a little bit thicker, but I do think it might struggle a little bit on your actual Happy Planner. So we'll kind of test that out too soon. But okay, so that's what the punches look like. So that's good to know. So again, a little bit of a shorter stem and the mushroom is a little bit bigger. So that was one piece of paper, and that like punched like butter. Now let me see this one. I feel like this one has always just been a struggle for me to punch. I feel like that definitely didn't feel like butter. Like that one was so loud punching it. Okay, so this is the Happy Planner side, and then this is the Levenger side. And again, I know it's hard to see because it's on white on white, but definitely a little bit of a difference for the punch in general. Okay, now I want to test out. I brought a couple of different items that I want to try. I have an old cover. This is laminated. It has thick cardstock. I know for a fact I cannot use this. I know because I tried and I almost broke my punch, and then I had to go and find my backup. Thankfully, I was able to fix it. But I know for a fact the Happy Planner cannot punch through this. This is thick. It's laminated with like 10 plus millimeter laminating sheets, and then it also has really thick, I mean, look how thick that, it's a thick cardstock, so it definitely cannot punch. But I'm really curious to see if the Levenger one can punch through it, because that would be game changing for me, because I have a lot of old covers that I've kind of cut down to make new covers or something. I also have my cardstock. I'm also going to stick a couple of stickers on it because I'm curious to see what happens. How can I punch through a lot easier than in my Happy Planner? And then this is a laminating sheet that I'm also going to put onto that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my paper trimmer, and I'm just going to trim, like I don't want to do the entire, you know, the entirety of it, but I'm just going to cut a couple of strips of this cardstock, mainly so I'm not wasting, you know, multiple sheets of my thicker cardstock paper. Now, this isn't like thick cardstock. I guess I could get out. I do have some thicker cardstock, so maybe I should get some of that out too. But this is the paper I use for my daily sheets. It's a little bit of a nicer paper. I think it's like 90 pound. So it's like a little bit of a nicer, thicker paper. But again, if I'm trying to punch like 2 pages and they have stickers on each side, I've had a really hard time with my Happy Planner punch. Like I have to put my entire weight to push down to get it to punch. And even then I'm like having to, like, you know, compress it very much. So I'm just going to grab some random stickers. I'm just pulling out whatever book is closest. I'm going to go with paper stickers because I feel like paper adds a little bit more bulk to it. I guess this one only has paper at the back. Yeah, I picked the worst book to do this with. My bad. But I'm just going to test this out because I just want to see. So don't hate me. I am sacrificing some stickers for the sake of science. Okay, so I'm going to stick a little piece on this side, and then on the same side, but on the reverse side, same side, but reverse, I'm going to stick the other piece. So that way that can kind of be my, I have stickers on both sides. I'm trying to punch through that. Okay, so set that aside really quick. I'm going to pull this guy out. Again, I know for a fact my Happy Planner one is not going to punch through this very well. Okay, I am going to do this whole thing because I do want to see how it feels. You know what? I'm going to cut this in half. I guess I don't need to make it pretty, but okay, so let's just kind of see. Oh my gosh, butter. I didn't even have to struggle through that. Okay, and now this is just trying to punch through. It literally punches like butter. Okay, the last test will be to put things on discs and see how it reacts. Okay, now let's try. I'm going to do the same thing, but for the Happy Planner punch, because I feel like I'm definitely going to have to apply more pressure in order to achieve the same exact goal. So I'm just going to use this piece again. Again, sticking stickers on both sides, just so we can test it out. I'm going to grab my Happy Planner punch. Just going to slide it. I mean, it goes, but it's definitely like I have to put a little bit more weight behind it. The real test will be to do 2 sheets of papers that have stickers on both sides. So I'm going to take this. We're going to grab more stickers. I know I'm sacrificing stickers, but, you know, we're doing science. I gotta know. Okay, so this one, and then we're going to do another one. You do the same exact thing. Again, don't hate me. Sometimes we have to sacrifice in order to learn. Okay, so both of these have stickers on both sides in the same areas. So I'm going to put them together. And let's do Happy Planner first, because I know. First off, I have a really hard time sliding this in here because the paper is so thick. So that already is a barrier. Gosh, I have to full on put a lot of weight. So that was stickers on both sides of this cardstock. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try to cut these a little bit better. Look at that. Okay, and then we're taking some more stickers. I'm so sorry. So sorry to be sacrificing you, but I have to know. Because if I could save my wrists from future pain, that would be fabulous. Really just thinking of my future self at this point. Okay, so sticking some stickers on the backs of these. Because I'm testing this out because this is what I do literally every week, and I kill my wrist every single week trying to punch through my daily sheets. So let's see this one. First of all, I can slide that in with ease. I also feel like I could have a whole nother piece of paper in there with these. Oh my gosh. Night and day difference. Like I didn't have to put a lot of effort. Like it just like feels smoother to push this down. Whereas this, I really have to like I'm doing chest compressions. Like it just is a different vibe. Okay, so that test, Levenger definitely wins. So I definitely do my daily sheets in here. Now I do need to figure out how these sit, you know, in some discs when they're on discs, because they are going to be a little bit different. Oh, these ones are Happy Planners. I was like, why aren't those holes lining up? So I am curious about that. Now these aren't going to look pretty, but I'm just going to trying to find something on my desk that's on discs so I can see. I have a notebook here. It doesn't have a lot on it, but I do kind of just want to see if I were to stick these on discs. I mean, I think because the mushrooms are a little bit bigger, it's definitely giving a little bit more room to flip. You know how sometimes, like, I feel like sometimes Happy Planner punches, like, I like the punches on them, but they are a little bit tight, so it kind of makes it a little harder to flip through things. These definitely feel a little bit more loose, but I also don't feel like they're gonna just like pop out. So that's good. So I feel like, especially having a lot on here, it would be easier to punch. So that's a note. Again, the punches just aren't as deep. Like the stem on here isn't as deep as the Happy Planner ones. But overall, like I feel like I'm actually trying to put, yeah, I had to put some effort behind ripping that out. I feel like these are just fine on the discs. So I don't know. I probably, you know, you'd probably have to put a lot on discs, but I'm not about to sit here for 10 minutes punching 100 pieces of paper to figure that out. Okay, let's try our next test. The next test we're going to do is this guy, because I'm really curious to see how this punch. Actually, before we get there, I lied. Let's use a piece of this laminating. It's just a self-laminating sheet. I feel like I always jack these pages up. Like, don't buy this brand. I will never buy this brand ever again. It's like the crappiest brand of self-laminating sheets you can get. But you know, that's why it makes it great. This is not a super thick laminate either. I don't have really anything much thicker, but I am going to do this on both sides. So we have it on this side. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to cut another little piece off, and we'll try that, because I know a lot of people like to laminate their pages, and it's much better to laminate before you punch it, because then you're just going to have to punch it again, and then you know you might not end up with the same holes. So it is a lot better to punch on the same. So anyway, okay, so I have this laminated. It definitely feels a little bit thicker, and again, this is on like a little bit more of a cardstock, so that's going to come out. So let's just kind of see. We'll do it on both sides. So Happy Planner, I know, is going to struggle just a little bit, probably not that much. Okay, so Happy Planner does punch. It's just, again, I have to put a little bit more effort into it. Sliding this into the Levenger side. Oh, you know what? Let me, I have some free-flowing pieces hanging out like butter. Like really punched like butter. This one, again, I kind of had to push a little harder. This one, I didn't have to push nearly as hard. Okay, for kicks, I do have a little bit of a thicker cardstock. Like, what did I do with my paper trimmer? So this is the cardstock that you can get from Michael's. It comes in all those like little packs of cardstock that you can get. It always goes on sale. I always wait until it goes on sale to purchase it. But I have a ton of this, so this is just like a scrap piece. So this is a little bit thicker than that paper I was using. So we'll do a couple of tests here just so I can see. So punching it on the Happy Planner, it goes through just fine without anything on it, but that one again, like butter. Like I didn't even feel the punch actually happening. Let me grab some more laminate. Grab a couple pieces of this. And let's put the laminate on a thicker cardstock because I'm curious how it would do on there. So I'm going to grab just a little bit. And what did I do with the, there it is. It's like I lost my other piece. Okay, and then we're going to stick some laminate on this side, and then let me just trim it so I can get all the excess off. I know I'm not punching through a lot, but I just want to make sure the laminate is kind of equal on all sides. Okay, so through the Happy Planner, again, I can feel it. I have to push a little bit harder. And Levenger, I had to put zero effort into. So, good to know. Okay, so I think that's good. Now we'll try the laminated cover. This is pretty thick. Again, I did almost break my Happy Planner punch trying to punch through this. I am going to try again. It goes through, but I definitely have to put, and I just did one because I don't want to break my punch again. And it does go through with the Happy Planner punch, but I think if you're trying to go thicker, it's definitely going to be a little bit harder. And again, some of these aren't the greatest. Now, I really don't want to break this $400 punch, so I am only going to go towards the end here. Oh my gosh. It punched through that so easily. So easily. So that is really good to know. So I can punch through this really easily. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to slide this back part in. Boom. And it didn't even catch. It went through just fine. Again, this is really thick, like sturdy. Okay, the last test we're going to do is a piece of chipboard that you would use. I use this a lot for packaging and other things, but let's see this. So this is, you kind of see it is pretty thick. So I know for a fact Happy Planner punch. I can't even get this in here, first of all. And if I can, I really have to shove. Okay, so it does, but I have to shove it in here. And if you get any that's any thicker than that, it's not going to work very well. But this one, I can slide it in easily. Oh my gosh. Night and day difference. I can, and it's hard to show how like it feels to like push down, but this one just feels a lot smoother. Like I don't have to put a lot of effort into pushing down, whereas this one I've got to put a little bit of effort into. So that's good to know. So cutting through this chipboard is pretty easy. Now there are some other punches. I do have a review of this one already up. I did it a few years ago. This is the crocodile. Basically like a crocodile. It's from We Are Memory Keepers. I do have a video of it. I will try to find it and I'll link it down below. This is a really great option for punching through other things as well. And obviously it is cheaper than getting this Levenger punch. But the bad thing is you have to be good at lining it up. To get the correct spacing for your planner. So that is like my main complaint about this one is you have this little thing here that you line it up with, but you have to be really good about doing that every time. But I will say, I think in that video, I tested punching plastic, punching through, you know, thicker items. So this one is a good and cheaper option. Again, I'll put the video of it. I did it years ago. You guys, like I think it's before we've had like 3 moves. Like we've lived in 3 different houses since I did the video on this one. So just mind that it is an old video, but I will try to link it down below so that way you have another little bit of a cheaper option if you're looking for something that can punch through thicker things, but I like the convenience of this one because I can get it all done in one shot and I don't have to sit there and measure. It's just gonna do, and I want to say the one thing I didn't look at is I think the spacing between the punches are the same as Happy Planner. I think the only difference is the stem and the mushroom. So you can see the spacing is the exact same. These are the Happy Planner punches, and then these are the Levenger punches. So you can see the spacing is the exact same. The only thing that you don't have on this one is you don't have the measurements for Happy Planner. So obviously classic and mini size, you're really going to have to go through and make sure you're sticking it. I mean, mini is 7 discs, so you could probably start at the top and kind of stick it up here. So that way you're only getting the 7 and then to 9. And then of course you would do the full thing for a big size. But I feel like this was pretty successful. I'm curious. I'm trying to look around my office. I don't have a lot of other things that I could test out punching through. I don't have any plastic, but if there are other things that you're curious about punching through, let me know, and I'm happy to see if I can get a hold of some so that way I can test it out, because this is definitely a pricier punch, but so far I'm pretty impressed with it. I think I'm going to start using this one for daily sheets to see how it punches, so definitely stay tuned for that. It probably won't be in this week's daily video because I already did that video, but I will use it in future videos so that way we can kind of see, and it'd be really nice if I could punch all 5 sheets. Well, it's really 3 pieces of paper at once, because usually I'm having to punch them separately because the Happy Planner punch doesn't like 3 of those cardstock pages. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of go over this with you guys if you were looking for a little bit of a sturdier punch over the Happy Planner punch. Now, again, if you're not punching anything crazy, you're just punching paper that doesn't have a lot on it and not thick paper, the Happy Planner punch is a great punch. I mean, like I said, I've had this one for a few years. I've had multiple over the years, but it does definitely have its limits of what you can punch. And I will say the nice thing is if it ever does get stuck, I can just pull off this, and then usually I can use either my finger or sometimes I use my X-Acto knife or a pen, and you can kind of poke the punch because it will get jammed sometimes. So you can definitely poke it through. I don't see a way to do that on this one. I don't even know where those punches went. So let's figure that out really quick before, because I don't even know. You guys, I haven't done the tour of this punch. Like, this is literally the first time I've used it. So just for sake of ease, I'm going to put this down. And then again, all you do is flip the switch and it stays. So then you can store it. Now, is this where the punches go? No, that's not where the punches. I hear them. Oh, it opens this compartment. And then there's all the punches. And then you dump it out. Oh, okay, so it's not the whole thing, but that means you're not getting access to the entire back of this, so there isn't really a way for me to go in and push if something gets stuck, not without taking this completely apart, which I'm not going to do right now because I don't want to break it. But okay, so that is how you empty it, but you have to kind of shake them to get it out, so that's good to know. I will say this one is kind of like, it's nice that the whole back opens, but sometimes I don't pay attention and I just go and open it and then all of the stuff falls out and I forget. So, but there we go, you guys. I just wanted to go over this because I just got this punch like a month ago. I just haven't had time to play with it. It is a pricier punch, but I was looking for something a little bit sturdier that will kind of help me punch through some thicker things. So I just wanted to share this option with you guys. And then of course, Happy Planner punch, I can have linked down below. I'll have this link down below. Like I said, I ended up putting this in my cart and then I didn't purchase it because I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to pay that much. And then a few hours later, I got a coupon in my email, and then I was able to use that coupon on this punch and I saved. So, you know, sometimes it's good to not like to wait a little while, because sometimes websites like this will send you an additional coupon to kind of entice you to purchase. And then there is this option as well. Again, I'll have the video of when I went over using this this punch down. I'll have it linked somewhere. It'll be down below, or maybe at the end of this video it'll pop up. I don't know which one, but I will have this link so that way you guys can check this out as well. This one is a really great option if you're punching through really thick stuff too, and it is cheaper than this, but the bad side of it is you have to do every single punch individually, so it does take a lot more time and a lot more measuring, which can kind of be frustrating and a pain in the butt. So I'll have these options down below for you guys, but I so hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you in my next one. Bye!